So welcome to today's class. This will be second to the last class for the EDSA CAdD training 2025. And well, I understand that you guys are preparing for your exams, but you've not been turning up, so that has brought us to making it an online or virtual class. I've done my best, which you guys know, but it is left for you because whether you do it or you don't do it is actually your business because you're the learner. I'm not the learner. So today we're going to be creating a simple map, and so after you're done with whatever you're doing, this is a 1 kilometer G-topo map of an Arizona state in the United States of America. So you can see the details. Well, what we want to do is to produce this as a map, alright? So what you do is you already explained data view and layout view. So we are going to be using the layout view today. So you go to the layout view. Now look at the shape of the map. We determine whether you put it on a portrait or a landscape. So from what it is now, I guess we should make it landscape. So to do that, you come to File, come down to Page and Print Setup. Then I don't know which side you want it to be printed on. Let's assume it's A3, and then you want it to be landscape. And then you check the scale map element proportionally to changes in page size. So you click on it. You can also click on this data driven to check some of the things. Well, we're not really doing anything here for now, so you just click on OK. Now you drag the layout view to the map listing to support what you want to do. Now assume you have other things you want to put, you can just make it like this so that you have down here to write other things, or you can make it like this so that you can have the other side depending on how you see fit the map. So now you're going to make use of this fixed zoom in to adjust it to a scale. All right, so I'm going to draw this. So what scale are we having? Scale 2,500,000. So let's see if we can make a bit more of this. So let's make some adjustment down here and click on this one more time. In a case where you want the extent to show, that's when you make sure it aligns to it. But in a case whereby you just want a part of it, so you can, okay, I want everything to show, that's why I'm doing this. Alright, so we can now come and make adjustment with this. So we have scale 2 million. So I guess we are good to go. Now when you have this done, the next thing is to right click and go to properties, because you want the map for any other person that will take, you want it to be able to georeference it and use again. Alright, so we're going to be creating a grid. So you click on the grid, you bring it down to measure grid. Alright, this will give you more like eastern and northerns in projected coordinate system. Alright, so you only check labels alone. If you check labels, it's not going to create this grid, this arrow here. But if you click this, is going to create like a form of dot, so that if you want to georeference, you just come here and pick this. Okay, let's do it so that you see what I'm talking about. So if now you're going to see a form of, let me remove this completely. Okay, you're going to see a form of a dot. So if I put my georeferencing tool here, so I put my at control point here, it means I selected here and the up one, so it makes it more easier. But these days I see that they prefer mostly without this dot sign, but you can do that. You can also create using this new grid. You can use this next. you can use these grids and labels. So you will see that this one has lines across the image. All right, and then lastly, which is the one that is most used these days, the labels only without the name. So let's uncheck these two. So now the next thing you want to do here is to go to properties, and then on properties we increase this to either 12, make it bold, then we check left and we check right. Okay, so you see that this will align to the direction, but it has no what did they say, it has no points or graticals, like those, only labels it for you to be able to see. So if you want to do georeference, you have to assume this and this as a cross section, as a point of intersection. So this is why those other two have been done. Now we right click on we just click on this using the draw tool. So this draw tool can be found here, can be found under this. You see draw tool. So we're going to be using we're going to be using the rectangle tool to have our neat line. Okay, so right click, go to properties, and then we use this. We're going to be using no color, and then make this black and make it a 2. Okay, so now we have details to fill in. Okay, we can bring in we come to insert and we'll bring in scale bar. So I don't know, but I love this scale. Since we have a space here, we can drop this here. We come back again, not arrow. So you pick not arrow that suits what you want to do, like the one that you like. So anyone that you like. So this is my favorite. So you take it, put it up here, come again, legend now. Let's leave this. So this is what will come up. So we can just make it to align, fall in line into what we are doing here. What else is left? Let's go back. Well, you don't need to provide too much detail. So once we have this, the only thing that you need to bring in should be your scale text. So go to scale text, and then we'll bring this. Okay, so we have our scale telling us is scale 1:1 million, 2 million, sorry. Then we take a text here, or we come to select and then use text. So we're going to start typing, right click, go to properties, then we're going to type scale. So we'll make it bold, or let's make it bold a bit. So we take this and attach it here. Then we hold the shift button, select the two of them, then group them together. So now don't forget, map is, there are rules which you can use in following map, and also you can create a thematic map which serves your need. Alright, so you look for the guidelines of how it's been produced, and then you bring in all the tools that you need and duplicate. So basically, I guess this is all I need, and then what we'll do next is to right click and go to export. Now with this, you export to all format of your choice. So we have JPEG, we have PDF, we have SVG, scalable vector graphics, we have BMP, we have TIF, we have PNG, we have GIF. So let's export this as a JPEG, and then we just click on export. So this will export, and you're good. Okay, so from our syllabus, supposed to create a simple map, and next on our list we'll be creating a study area map, which will wrap up all that we need to do here. Okay, so in creating a study area map, 3 things should come to your mind, because we're going to still use this. So I'm going to just leave this like this and come back. So to create a study area map, you need to have 3 data frames. So I'm going to add those data frames. So we have 3 data frames, right? Now the data I gave you the map of Nigeria, right? So you're going to be using it for this exercise. So you bring in that map of Nigeria. So we need that of state and that of local government, all right? So the state now, zoom to layer. Oh, this is not Nigeria. All right. This one should just... Which kind of Nigeria be this one now? I know I gave you a Nigerian file. So let me just take it from my own folder. I gave you a Nigerian file like this, Nigerian shape file, alright? So you go into the state, pick the state dropped. Something is not right. I think let's not save this. So we'll bring in the 3 data frame. I know what happened, so let's bring it in so that I will explain what happened. What we just did has a coordinate system of America. You remember we said we're using Oregon State, right? So that was why it turned our Nigeria to a nightmare, all right? But not to worry. So from here now, what we need to do, we want to create a study area map of which state should we create study area map? Let's use Taraba. So we just click on it. I show you how to do selection now. Click this, click it. So you right click, go to this, export this, and you call it Tiraba, TR. And then we're okay. So we have this done. And the next is that we're going to come here. We're going to bring in the local government on. So since we're using Taraba, we need to select all the local government in Taraba. And I've also told you that you can do that using by selection, then go to selection by attribute. Then this by selection, you just select for name 2 equal to get unique value, and you select, oh, not name 2, sorry, name 1. Name 1 is name of state. Name 1 equals to get unique value, and that we are going to look for Taraba. We double click and we'll click on OK. So all the local government in Taraba will be selected. So once they are selected, you right click and you export. So while exporting, we say Tara. I'm just trying to pick things that we will understand from. So we have this done here, and the next we're going to do, let's deselect. The next we're going to do, right click on the Tara, or we come to selection, or from here we just click on this selection here. Now let's say the study area map we want to create is that of Gasol. So you also right click and go to export, and we do this, and we say Gasol. So leave it at gas. Now we've gathered all the data we need. All right. So now the third line will contain the local government and the gas. Okay. So now this local government will now go. So the state will come. All right. So now let's go and see how to finalize this production. So we go to layout view, and then on this layout view, where we'll be separating them one by one. So we draw this. So we just zoom to extend. We'll have that there. So this, we put it here. Or we can put these two here. So let's first zoom to extend first. Now, what we want to do is that we're going to zoom it until we have Taraba covering where we want it. Okay? So let's zoom it one more time. So now, the Nigerian name will be Holo. Even the Tara will also be Holo. Only the gas, which is the gas of our study area, we have a color, whether shade or anything. Let's use this. Okay. Now, up here, we're going to also off this so the Taraba now will be the one carrying the same shading as the one down. Okay. So this will be Holo. Hope you're following. Now, this is our study area, which is supposed to be large, right? So our study area now, let's enlarge it until we have coverage just to Gasol local government. Let's go again. Should we go again? So let's reduce it a bit. Okay. So this will now be Holo also. Then we make this the same color as the one we have. Now, do we understand? Now the next we have here is to begin to bring out the name. So we're going to right click, go to properties, and labels. Check this. The name of the label will be name 1 because they are name of the state. Then we click on OK. Don't forget, we can also tell it to just display within. You see that this goes out because the place is small. Now, if we want it to only show within the polygon, we'll come into placement and then select only in polygon. Then we can also say try straight and try horizontal. So it's going to do that, but the more we don't zoom in, we're not going to see those states that are struggling with their name. All right, whatever the case may be, I hope you understand. Okay, so let's make adjustment to this one. All right, now we're done with that one. So we'll come down here. Under here, we're going to name this one. Go to properties. Then we'll change it to name 1 also. Then we also name the Taraba on 2. This will be name 2, which are the local government. We name it. So they are all named, right? Okay. Now, the reason why we have this because they are joining boundary to Taraba State, and then other local government that are joining to this place. That's why we're doing that. Now, finally, we are here, which is the last one. So we're going to name the local government surrounding the very local government we're using as a study area. So it's going to still be named 2, this, and then we click on okay. We will tell it like this, and say okay, and okay. So they've all been named. The font may not be enough, which is not an issue. So you right click now and go to properties, then we'll go to grid because we're going to create a grid for it. All right. So we'll leave it at the first one, and then we make it this. Let's make this 30 seconds without the degree. Not 30-degree in a way. At 30 minutes. I don't know if this will be alright, but whatever it is, we will see at the end of the day. Okay, I think I like this. So we'll go to properties, and then we increase this to 12. This, check this, check this. Okay, then apply. I think I like what I have here. So we take this and cover this. So we can shift this down so that we'll have our not arrow place up. Okay. So we'll do the same thing here. Do it to the last one. So we're going to put this in between them. Do the same to this. Now we have this done. So let's bring out our north arrow. We can also keep some details here like the scale bar. Okay. So once we have this, we can now finally we need to connect these arrows, because most of the time when you do that on Microsoft Word, it's always scatter as you move things. So what we're going to do is that we want to put this. So we'll come to this draw tool and then we'll change it to line. All right. So the way this goes is that this goes to this and goes to this. All right. So I'm going to drag a line from here to here. So I'm going to double click. Then I'm going to right click and go to properties of this line. Then I'm going to make this either 2 and maybe make this red. All right, then change this. I'm going to look for arrowhead. Yeah, something like this. Then I'm going to change it to red. Then I'm going to go to edit symbols. Then I'm going to go to line properties. Then I'm going to go to properties and going to symbol, make it red. So I'll just be okaying until I get back to where I was. So I'll click on OK. So this has an arrow like this. So I need to draw another line from here to here. Then I'll right click, go to properties again. Make this red, make this 2, change symbols, look for look for arrow. Oh, sorry. Go to edit symbol, properties, symbol, make it red. Oh yeah. So okay. Then we'll make this red also. Then we'll click on OK. Then OK. So you can see. So we have it like this. If there's no any other detail, you can export. But if you have other details, you begin to add them. So I believe this has broken down how you can make study area map, and I expect you not to pay anybody to do study area map for you ever again. Rather, you'll be doing and getting some cool cash with it. So now, back to the last thing we're supposed to do for this course, which is we're supposed to learn how to save unfinished work as file. With MXD, we're supposed to save as map and Y, and then best way to save a document and send to a client, how to share map package, how to export map, which we've done already. All right, so if you want to save a map document, all you need to do is come to file and then you come down to save, and then it's going to ask you to save. So I can just say Taraba here. Now it has saved, so it has a NSD Taraba. Now if you want to save it and send it to a client, you save it. Now saving as, let's do a saving as. Also saving as, maybe while you are working on this thing and then it reaches a point where if you try saving, it's no longer saving. So the best option to do is to save it as. Then you later delete the first one or you don't save it as, and then continue working. So I can just say Taraba 1 and click save. So it will save the same thing as an alternative. Or maybe let's say you're creating administrative map and also geopolitical map, which are the same thing. You don't want to change some certain feature, you just alter the local government map because it has those details. Now you save it the first time and you're done with, let's say, geopolitical map, or you're done with administrative map. Now you want to do geopolitical map. You save it as and then name it geopolitical. Then when you save as, it retain the details and allow you to do other works. All right. Now the next is save a copy. Now you want to send the work to your client, and then you don't know the ArcGIS type that the client is using, whether it's 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, 10.4, 10.5, 10.6. So what you need to do is to come to map document. You just save a copy, then you draw it down. Sorry, bring it to 10.0 because I believe that nobody is using version 9. So everybody is using at least from version 10 upward. Okay, so you save a copy and then you click save. Now when you save this, when you send it, the client can open it on any ArcGIS within 10.0 to the version you are using. All right, so because the newer version cannot open, a newer version document cannot be opened on an older version document, but an older version document can be opened on a newer version. That's the concept behind this. Now, last but not the least, is a very important when we want to do map package. So you come to share and then click on map package. Now, basically, what this one is used for is, for example, I do this story area map and I want to send it. If I'm sending it to a client, I have to consist all the folder that has this work and all of that and send them together as database. But with map package, all you need to do is to just send the work, send the map package document that has been compressed for you. So now what we need to do is we go to description and then describe what this data is. I'm not going to follow that. Maybe what blah, 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 blah. Just some things to describe what the data is so that the person will understand. So now we have that description done. Now we don't have any additional file. We'll click on share. So it's going to ask us to save. Okay, we've just saved it not too long. So it's just going to process the map document, map package. So you see it has compressed it and have saved it. All right. So if we click on OK, now let's go to the document and see what we have as map package. So we have this as map package. How many? You just have 539 kilobyte. So if I send this to you, if I double click on it like this, it's going to open back, just like the way I did your imagery and sent to you. It's going to open back exactly what is here without altering anything. But that of map document, you have to now navigate and select to be sure that this is the location. If not, if you open that one, it's going to show you some red things here. So you have to click and say, okay, this is now the new folder that is having this file, that kind of thing. So basically, I believe I've shared quite a number of knowledge with you, and I believe that will help you in your journey into the geospatial world. So thank you for tuning in for this training, and if you're interested in learning GIS in-depthly, Allied Geospatial Information Services are available to do that for you. Our phone number +234 7039 440900. You can reach us on email as Allied Geospatial Information Services at gmail.com, or you can reach me at rshamaki@gmail.com for any of your geospatial analysis, whether you have you need to consult, you need us to handle any job for you. We are available at any time. So thanks to Environmental Design Student Association for the opportunity to handle this training. I'm not taking it for granted. I appreciate the leadership, Comrade or Senator Hassan. Thank you for this opportunity and your team. Also, the class coordinator, Aliu, thank you for giving us all the cooperation you've given and organizing the class the way it should be. So I appreciate every member of the class. I don't have favorites, so I appreciate every member of you guys. So thank you for coming for the training, and we can talk more if you want to. And then for now, it's a bye-bye for me. So thank you.